Hey, 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 mamas. I am so excited to be here with you today because we are doing hacks on today's episode. All right, before we dive in, if you are new here, if you never heard of Mama Work It, let me just give you like the very quick spiel about who I am and what this is. So, my name is Marisa Lonick. I am a working mom of four kids, former corporate leader turned entrepreneur coach, and I run this organization and this podcast called Mama Work It, where we support women in the juggle of mom life, work life, wife life, fill in the blank life. And so this show is all about how to thrive in working motherhood, grow in your business, grow in your career, feel like you are nailing it at home, and all the things in between. We wear a lot of hats and we do a lot of things. And on today's episode, we're talking just about like some easy buttons, some hacks, some things that just make working motherhood a little bit easier, a little bit better. So I'm going to be sharing some of like my favorite products or routines or tips, but honestly, these are not just mine. I reached out to my network. I reached out to IG to see what's working for you. And I'm so excited to share some of those resources and products and ideas because honestly, we thrive more when we share and communicate and support each other in this way. And so I knew coming up with things that I was only doing on today's episode, it would be okay, but I knew it would be so much better if I tapped into my network of mama friends. So that is exactly what I did. So I'm going to share tips from them. I'm going to share things that I'm using, tips from me, and it's going to be jam-packed and amazing. So get ready. You may want to jot some of this down. If it is safe to do so, I would highly recommend you do. But if you are listening on the go, in the car, wherever, don't worry. You can always come back and do so. And I'm going to pop a bunch of links in today's show notes. So if there are specific products that we talk about, I'm definitely going to link out to those today in the show notes. So go back and check those if you hear something that might help change your life today for the better. So I'm going to start with me, glam stuff, right? I'm going to start with stuff that helps us show up more confident, show up feeling like the best version of ourselves. And I'm going to be honest, a lot of times that is the outward appearance, right? Like when you get dressed, when you have makeup on, when your hair is done, you feel like $1,000,000. And when you feel like $1,000,000, you are more productive, more motivated, have more energy, like walk into the room just feeling like you can do things, you can conquer the world. And so I'm going to share a couple hacks that I use to feel really put together. Okay. But obviously we are working moms, time is limited. So I keep that as a resource. Okay. First things first, the kitsch. I don't know exactly how you pronounce this thing, but it is this. If you can't see me right now, if you're just listening, it is like this satin hair curling device thing. You put it on, you wrap your hair around it with these little matching scrunchies, and you go to sleep. So this takes about a minute or two to do. Then you go to sleep and you wake up and you take it out and your hair is like beautiful and curly and wavy and all the things. And it looks like you spent 20 minutes or more using the curling iron or the wand. Is that what it's called? The wand? I don't remember. To do your hair like that. And so it's a great hack for time saving. It's also really good for your hair because it's heatless curling. And I don't know about you, but lately I've been noticing I have like some hair damage, probably from dyeing it, probably from blow drying it, all the things. So I've been trying to like introduce more products and do things like this in styling my hair so that it's not getting damaged. So I'm going to link that today. That was a gift probably 2 years ago for the holidays from a good friend of mine, Rena. She introduced me to it and I am hooked. Like I didn't think this would work for me. This thing is like a magical thing. And I think it's like $15 or definitely under 20, I believe. So it's really affordable. The other thing that was brought into my atmosphere, hemisphere, biosphere, I don't know, whatever you want to say. This was this past holiday season is I went to this party where people brought all their favorite things. They brought three of their favorite thing, and we like all participated in this, like putting your name in a hat. And then if your name got picked, you got to win it. So I brought actually my exfoliating mitt. If you've ever used one of those, you know, like you do it in the shower and then you get out and your skin is like all exfoliated. It's super soft. It feels so good. And one of the things that I won at this event was this mascara. It is the Thrive Cosmetics mascara in black. You guys, I kid you not, it looks like you put on fake lashes when you wear this mascara. So instead of spending, because it takes me a while when I put on fake lashes, right? You got to like line it perfectly. Then you got to let it dry a little bit. Then you got to place the fake lash. Then if you mess up, like I typically do, you have to redo the whole process. So who's got time for that? I definitely do not. I save those fake lashes for like very important, fancy glam occasions, but I still like the look of having them on. And I don't have those like more semi-permanent ones that you get, I guess, like every few weeks, even though I think they're very, very pretty. But this mascara is insane. It looks like you're wearing fake lashes. So it takes like the amount of time you take to put on mascara, right? Like, I don't know, 30 seconds, a minute, and looks like you're wearing falsies. So I would definitely recommend it. I'm going to link it again today in our show notes. Other thing I'm going to say that is more for me, this is not a glam thing. This is a thing my friend Kathleen recommended to me. Okay. It is, I don't even know what to call it. It's like a little, you unscrew this thing and you just inhale this amazing, deep, potent, beautiful array of herbs. Don't worry, it's not like those kind of herbs. It's available on Amazon. I call it my Thai inhaler thing. It has like some eucalyptus in there, some mint. And honestly, anytime I'm feeling like all the stress and I want to be mindful and take a deep breath in the moment, this is kind of like an enhancement to my deep breath. I just inhale these really intense scents, and I feel like it calms me down. It kind of grounds me. It makes me present. I have been keeping this in my car. I've been in my car a lot. I don't know about you, but like if traffic is getting to me, if kids yelling in the back seat is getting to me, if waiting in the car line is getting to me, I will take a little sniff of that. And it just kind of grounds me and like brings me back and makes me feel present. So I recommend it. I don't even know what it's called. The whole thing has Thai writing on it. If you speak Thai, I mean, it says compound herb inhaler. It says for symptoms of vertigo. I've not experienced vertigo before, so I don't know if it cures that or helps with that, but I use it to just sort of like de-stress in the moment. Okay. Couple more hacks I want to tap into. Now we're going to move into kind of the organization, time management, productivity space, because God knows if you are juggling work, home, all the things, all the hats you're wearing, you need all the gifts, all the tools out there when it comes to staying organized. So one that I know I've talked about before on my social media and I've been using now for a little while is called the Time Power Family Calendar. This was developed by another mama friend in the time management space. Her name is Jamie Campanella. And it is like a big ass whiteboard calendar for your kitchen or wherever like you keep sort of like your command center at home. Now, when she first told me about this and said, hey, do you want to try it? I will admit I was a little hesitant because I'm kind of a digital calendar girl through and through. And I was like, I don't think I need like another calendar to keep track of. But I will say there are so many hidden benefits of having this command center, call it whatever you want to call it. I call it kind of like this command center at home where you have this like whiteboard, or in my case, this Time Power Family Calendar, because it not only kind of holistically shows you everything in a common space in your house, it shows everyone else in your house what's happening too. So instead of coming to mom and asking mom, what's for dinner? What do we have on the agenda today? What time is soccer? Whatever it is, it's all there written. And as long as your kids are old enough to read, they can see and understand it and don't have to come to you and ask those questions. And so it's really nice to not be like the gatekeeper of all the information. Now, the other reason why I love this one specifically is because it's huge. And I told you earlier, I'm a mom of 4 kids. So we have a lot of things that we have to write down on a daily basis, like that tiny little box on that tiny little whiteboard calendar. It's beautiful and cute, but it doesn't necessarily work from a practical perspective for my home and maybe for your home. So check that out. Again, I'm going to link it in today's show notes. But as I said, I am a digital calendar girl through and through. So I would recommend, if you are not already using a Google Calendar, an electronic calendar, a shared calendar, maybe with your spouse, your partner, your caregiver, this could be another fantastic way to make sure that you are staying organized and productive. The other app I want to share for organization from a digital perspective is the Jam app. This was actually on a previous podcast episode. We talked with the founders of Jam. They're 2 working moms. They developed this. It is an incredible organization tool, not only because it tracks obviously what's happening, it reminds you, it's all the things, the great things a calendar does, but it also sort of communicates with other things like the school schedule, the sports schedule. You can kind of feed it into the Jam without having individually to put those events in like you would in a calendar. And that, you guys, was like sold. Yes, please take that task away from me. It's like such a daunting task to have things in all different places and then to move them all into your calendar. This thing has like a component that does that for you. So I'm going to link that as well. Now, if you're more of like a paper, pen type of planner, I'm going to obviously pitch the Word to Your Mother journal planner here. I developed this baby during COVID when I felt like all the routines that I normally had were just thrown out the window, and I had to rely on myself to motivate myself, to hold myself accountable, to create new routines at home and for work that were in this like crazy period that we were in. And so this baby got me through a really challenging season and has helped lots of other mamas and individuals out there get through a season where they may be feeling overwhelmed or inundated or just kind of out of sorts when it comes to organization. So I love it because it is like the journaler for the non-journalers, or it is the journal, I should say, for the non-journalers. And what that means is it's kind of a guided practice. It just gives you the prompts each and every day. It's super short, sweet, to the point. You know me, I'm a native New Yorker, very direct. And the planner piece of it is quite intentional. So it not only talks about like this stuff you need to get done, which of course is very important, your to-do list and all that, but it sets reasonable expectations. It makes sure you're taking care of you. It helps you set a word and an intention for the day. It's just kind of an all around really good productivity tool, but also wellness tool in the same sense. And you know what? If you're a mom, it really gets where you're coming from. So check out the Word to Your Mother journal planner. And the last thing, of course, I'm going to talk about when it comes to organization, time management, productivity is the time management program. Okay. This is a 4-week intensive program all about time management, completely geared toward moms. This is going to lay the foundation of managing your time as a mom, as a working mom, whatever season you find yourself in. If you feel like you are just drowning in all the responsibilities of keeping up at home, keeping up at work, being your true authentic self, growing in your career, volunteering at school, like all the hats you're wearing, all the things you want to be saying yes to, all the things that you feel like you're so damn busy all day long. And then you get to the end of the day and you're like, I feel like I didn't actually get anything done that I wanted to do. And you're stressed out and you can't sleep and all that good stuff, or I should say not good stuff. This is the program for you. Okay. 4 weeks, super intense, short micro learning modules, time work, which is basically like little homework assignments that you're going to be doing in between, daily coach accountability check-ins from me, like It's not one of those programs you're going to buy and you're not going to finish. I promise you, like there is so much built into this that is going to ensure that you are successful and that you leave this program way different than how you started it. It is going to take you from overwhelmed to empowered. It is going to take you from stressed to obsessed with your life and schedule. Check out time management. This completely transformed how I was spending my time, how I was managing my time in my early motherhood days. And it has done the same for lots and lots of mamas out there. So I'd be remiss if I did not mention it in today's episode. So speaking of kind of time management and productivity, let's talk about some really good routines that are just imperative and helpful and really will level up how you are able to show up as a working mom. So a couple things that I do that totally change the way I am able to kind of be more productive, be more mindful, be more present as a mom at home and as a CEO, entrepreneur at work, are little things. And I used to do some of these things too when I worked in the corporate world. But I don't know if you know this, but decision fatigue is like a real thing, like, which is basically like you get really tired because you make so many decisions each and every day. And the average person makes something like, I don't know, like over 30,000 decisions a day. I might be making that up, but I'm pretty sure I heard that statistic somewhere at some point. Now, if you're a mom, you're probably making tons more decisions than the average person, right? Because you're deciding things for yourself, you're deciding things for your kids, you're deciding things maybe for management of home, whatever it is. So I'm going to encourage you, whatever decisions you can make the night before, do them. And one big one that has helped me tremendously is like deciding on my outfit that I'm going to wear the night before and laying that out. So the next morning, because I love a good morning routine, you know me, I've got episodes on this. I talk about it all the time. I can be focused on the morning routine on things that really fill my cup and not starting my day taking money out of the decision bank from the first thing I need to do, which is probably get dressed. So decide on your outfit the night before, lay it out. Also be thoughtful about how you want to show up the next day. A stylist and friend who I interviewed on the show a few years ago, her name is Gabby Eckert. If you want to check out that episode, she says, get dressed and do it based on your goals. Dress for your goals. So something that I've always done is I feel like I show up differently when I actually get dressed head to toe, when I do my makeup, when I do my hair. And I'm able to, even if I'm working from home, I'm able to accomplish more. I'm able to show up more confidently. I'm able to really just step into the version of myself I want to be. And I love how Gabby says dress for your goals, because sometimes, like for example, on Fridays, I typically block my schedule and I don't book client calls on Fridays. And so that means sometimes on Fridays, I'm wearing like workout gear and no makeup, because my goals that day perhaps are to take a walk outside, to do laundry, to do behind the scenes work for Mama Work It or for, Marisa Lonick coaching and consulting. And so I love the intentionality of addressing for goals, as Gabby said. All right. Other routines, other things here. Well, I have a good friend named Elizabeth. She's an incredible life coach, and she does this routine. And I will say I do it too, but I want to give her credit because she is the one who messaged it to me to include on today's episode. And hers is to never go to bed with a dirty kitchen. Guys, I don't know about you, but I hate waking up to dishes in the sink. And anytime I ever feel like, oh, I'm too tired, I'm just going to go to bed, I regret that decision very much as soon as I wake up. So definitely a routine, a hack you want to do. I talk about the 30-minute sort of like power half hour that you do then at night in sort of part of your evening routine, where you just set the timer 30 minutes, pop on 7 songs, really motivating songs, and just power through the chores, clean up the kitchen, pack the lunches, maybe decide on the outfit, whatever that looks like to you. Don't check your phone during this time. Don't get distracted. Don't let those things procrastinate what you need to get done. But part of that definitely should be cleaning up your kitchen. Another tip from Elizabeth, which I love, and I don't do this, but I think this is a really good one and smart one, is putting your phone in airplane mode 2 hours before bed. and don't take it off until kids are in school the next day. So I don't know. You might not be comfortable with your phone being in airplane mode. Maybe you have to be available, right? If an important phone call comes through or anything like that. But I think the point she's making here and what she's tapping into, and I like it, is that you're not letting your phone take over these precious hours. And I don't know about you, but the nighttime seems to be the time for me and a lot of moms where what do? We pick up our phone, we're laying in bed, and all of a sudden we had all the good intentions to go to bed early, but we find that we're doom scrolling and wasting a bunch of time and feeling extra tired and also not feeling really good about ourselves because now we're just comparing our real life with people's not real lives. And so I love the intention behind this. If putting your phone in airplane mode feels too far-fetched or, not something you're comfortable with, another idea I have for you is charging your phone not next to your bed. So plugging it in before you actually get into bed in another part of your room. And this serves a dual purpose because now you're not on your phone in bed at night, but also when the alarm goes off, you have to physically get up and get out of bed. You can't snooze, which I really like because guys, if you gave me the option, oftentimes I'd snooze all morning. So having to actually physically get up out of bed is a great way to just like get up, get going, get started for the day. All right, let's move into now some of like kitchen/cooking hacks. So I don't know if you heard the episode that we recently released, you guys, but I'm going to go back and I'm going to tell you about it real quick. It was all about cooking in the microwave. Okay. We had the founder of Any Day. Her name was Steph. I will link that episode in today's show notes as well. And she founded this company that created microwave cookware. And she talked all about the benefits and the simplicity and the time-saving hacks that come with cooking food. And I'm not just talking about like prepared food. I'm talking about like real ingredients, wholesome, delicious, healthy food in the microwave. So if this is something that is intriguing to you, definitely listen to that episode, but also check out this cookware, Any Day cookware. I'm going to link it in the show notes. I actually use this myself. It makes some of the best rice, I will say, in addition to lots of other things. But check out this cookware and maybe give the microwave a try when it comes to dinner stuff because it is a super fast tool to get dinner on the table, and you can also make some really delicious things in there. Now, of course, there are other things you can be doing. A good friend of mine, Gina, a mom of two, said, meal plan, eat early before kid activities. So you're not scrambling and trying to feed starving children at like 7 or 8 p.m. So depending on your schedule of activities, if these things are later in the evening or around dinner time, which a lot of them are right after work time, try to get a routine in to feed your kids before the activities rather than waiting till after. And if you're meal planning ahead of time, you know exactly what you're going to feed them. You can meal plan around your activities for that day and maybe even do some grocery pickup to save time there. Another tip from another friend, use the slow cooker. Do you guys have a slow cooker? I know I do. I typically only make a couple things in there, but I feel like it is so underutilized in my house. And with a little bit of advanced planning, I love that dinner is ready and hot and good to go right at dinner time if I use the slow cooker. So I feel like this was a good reminder for me that I need to think of more than just these 2 recipes I use in my slow cooker. I need to go on Pinterest or I need to ask friends what they're making in their slow cooker. And I need to get this baby out probably on like a once a week rotation. She's not doing that enough for me. And I feel like she could be working it a little bit more. So thank you, Mia, for the slow cooker tip. Mama of 3 there. All right, we're going to move on to some kid related hacks. Okay. So if you are one of those moms who feels like it is the night before every time you learn about a project that is due at school the next day, Or maybe, you've been trying to work with your kid to get the project done, but it's still, you find yourself at the last minute needing like a photo for the project or something like that. And you're like, oh, damn it, I don't really want to run out and get this photo printed or whatever it is. My friend Monique came in for the win with this one. It is a photo printer for the last minute projects, which I think is so smart and so good because it doesn't let you drop the ball, even though you might be doing this at 9:30 on a Sunday night when the project's due on a Monday. So I think this is such a smart idea. So good. Because kids still need those tangible, actual printed photos. And let's get real, most of us don't have printed photos just like lying around the house these days. I know for one project last year, I had to actually take a photo out of the frame for my son's preschool project because that was the only family photo I had laying around. And I think I actually remembered the morning of. So if I would have had this photo printer, I would have been able to deliver without having to remove the decor in my living room. So such a good hack, such a good tip. Thank you, Monique, for that. I will link the item that she sent over to me via text so that you guys can check it out. But I'm sure there are lots of options out there too that you can also see. I can't speak for the one that I'm linking you guys because I don't own one of these. So sorry. All right. Another hack. This one also came from my friend Mia. My friend Mia is one of those people when you ask her for ideas, she just like fire hoses you with all the things and she always has really good ones. So I'm sharing quite a few from her today. So have you guys seen that hang over the door thing where it organizes your kids' clothes by day? I've seen this thing. I've seen people travel with this thing where they put like an outfit in each of the little compartments. And then there are ones too that are for like each day of the week where you can put clothes in there for each day of the week. So it's like a non-issue when you're getting the kids ready for school of like what they're going to wear. It's already been decided. It's kind of like picking out your outfit the night before. So I think that is so smart. I actually don't have one of these for my kids, but I feel like it would be a really, really good idea. And especially on the travel side, I've seen them for travel, like I said, where that's how you pack and then you kind of roll it up and put it in your luggage. So I like that idea too. Another one that Mia mentioned, and I will attest to this, you guys, is setting up a group of mom friends, like getting on a text chain or however you want to set that up. But moms who live in the neighborhood, moms who live nearby, moms whose kids are in the same school, the same sports as you, and really just building that like community and that communication so that if you need help with carpooling, with being at the bus stop, with picking up from soccer, wherever it is, you have this village built in and you support each other in that way. And I know you wouldn't care to do the same for them. And so definitely if you don't have that, we moved last year and I still feel like I'm working on that with where I am, but I know where we used to live, I definitely had like a Rolodex, a text chain of these moms that I could tap into. And it was life giving in these kind of situations. Like think about when you're running late from work, think about any situation at the last minute. So even if you don't have a carpool set up or something set up where you're relying on someone consistently, even just like a last minute favor or ask, this is so good. I will say I do have one mom I've had to tap here for that. And I'm just so thankful that I had her to be able to support me. It was the day I was volunteering for a field trip for my older kids, and that would require me not being able to drop off my youngest kid at preschool at that time. And so luckily I was able to ask her. She saved the day. I could go on the field trip. My other son got to school on time, all good. And he had the time of his life too, because he got to play with his buddies before school started. So definitely having that village, having that text chain, that group set up for yourself. All right. I think that is everything I'm going to share on today's episode. I hope you have found this to be helpful. I think time management, there is a lot of inner work. There is a lot of mindset work that has to happen for this to be long-term successful. I always say that. I preach that in what I do. I teach that. I coach that. I am going to stand by that till the day I die. And at the same time, I think we can always use a hack, a tip, a trick to make life a little bit easier. So I hope you found something helpful on today's episode, hopefully more than just one thing. But if you did, please make sure to reach out, let me know, leave a review, share with a friend, do something that is going to help you and help other mamas. Thank you so much for listening. As always, I am so appreciative of you. Now keep on working it, and I will see you next time. Bye.